And I tell you guys this, I want to share this with you as well, because I always like to give real world examples. Me personally, I was mistakenly identified by police. Um, I was mistakenly identified by police at a local Lee and Chin. Some of you won't even know what Lee and Chin is. If you live in Minnesota, you know what Lee and Chin is. But it's like an Asian fast food restaurant. This was back in 2015. In 2015, I was living here in Minnesota, and I was at Lee and Chin with my kid's mother, and we had just got a little plate, little 2 3 entree meal, right? You get the rice, you get two sides, one entree. Some people get chicken. It's Asian chicken, Mongolian chicken, orange chicken, sesame chicken, blah blah blah. It's an Asian fast food restaurant, Asian chain restaurant, like Panda Express. There, if that'll be a better example. Lee and Chin is like Panda Express. So I go in, I get my food, I come out, I'm sitting in the SUV on the passenger side, mind you, in the parking lot. And I'm fucking starving. I mean, I'm so hungry. I can taste that food. I just open it up right away. I start eating. And a cop car goes through the parking lot. And I can see that the officer's looking. He's kind of got his head and he's looking around. Um, he goes by. A couple minutes later, maybe 30 seconds later, time kind of gets lost when you're in these sort of situations. Um, maybe it's 10 seconds later, another cop car goes by. And at that very moment, my kid's mother said, "Oh, I'm about to leave. We need to get out of here. They're looking for somebody. Something's going on." And my response to her was, "We don't need to leave. We're not doing anything wrong. We stand right here. I'm hungry. I'm eating. Don't pull off yet. I'm still eating. I got the sauce out and the whole 9 yards." But what I was really thinking in my head is, um, whatever's going on, if we abruptly now, after they pull out, decide to try and get out and leave, maybe we get caught in the middle of something, or maybe they think we're trying to flee, or maybe who knows what happens. You just stay put. Nothing dangerous going on right here, right now. I can see the parking lot in the mirrors in my rear view and purview, and it's nothing emergent is happening right here this moment. Haven't heard any shots. Nobody's running around. Nothing's going on right here, right now. Immediately after I told her that we weren't going to go anywhere, a third cop vehicle, SUV this time, pulls up, pins us in, and the cop gets out with his gun drawn, with it through his car door, and he's got his gun on me. Put your fucking hands up. Put your fucking hands on the glass. Oop, quick. Moment's notice. Hands were up on the glass. Because I got that fine-tuned sense of being able to focus under high pressure situations. But I'd be lying if I said that in that moment the the uh the feeling wasn't one of imminent danger and death, and that it didn't take my my central nervous system and my fight or flight response to zone in and tunnel and sort of tunnel in on what was going on to survive that situation. I put my hands up on the glass, and I could see an officer coming up behind me in the side mirror with his gun pointed at the back of my head. And as he makes his way to the door and he taps on the glass, um, he says, "Can you roll your window down?" And I said, he told me not to move my hands. He told me to put my hands on the glass. Are you sure it's okay to move to roll the window down? I'm gonna do it slow. And he says, yes, do it slow, please. I said, I don't know who you think I am, but I can almost guarantee you I'm not him. I'm going to do it slow. I unlocked the door. I didn't roll the window down. I unlocked the door. I said, I unlocked the door. You can open it. I'm going to keep my hands on the glass. You can open the door. Go ahead. Because, see, that's one of the things, right? You're not supposed to, or you don't have to. You are not, you have the right to not allow a cop into your car or to open the door for a cop without a warrant, right? So that's one of the things that would, let's say you had a bag of marijuana under the seat and you were worried that if they get in the car and they search the car, they find the marijuana and then you get booked for a ticket or whatever. Let's say you got a gun in the car, for example, and the marijuana, which is a felony in most places. So you don't want to let them in the car. You don't want to let them search the car. That's a thing that happens. Luckily for me, I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs. I'm just an innocent citizen. So, hey, go ahead and open the door. Hands on the glass. Sir, do you have ID? Absolutely, I have ID. It's in my wallet. Can you get it? Can you get it for us, sir? Slowly? No, I will not get the ID. I'm sorry, I won't. You can get it. It's in my wallet. It's in my back pocket. I'm giving you permission to go into my back pocket, grab my wallet, and look at my ID. And he did that. And he asked me to step out of the car while he did that. Will you step out of the car, please? Absolutely. Slowly. Absolutely. I have no weapons on me. We're going to check you for weapons. Fine. That's great. I can guarantee you I have no weapons on me. Patted me down while his partner looked at the ID. And in that moment, after I was patted down, pulled out of the car, gun still drawn on me, about 8 cars here now. All of them got their guns out. There's about 8 cop cars with their guns drawn. After he patted me down with the gun still on me, and the partner looked at my ID, the partner looked back at the other officer who was initially got out and was standing at the SUV with his gun pointed at me and said, it's not him, basically. Now, many of you pussies out there would think or would accept that this is the price of police having to keep the public safe from criminals. And their excuse to me was there was somebody in the area who looked like me, who had known to carry a weapon and had felony charges on his record. What the fuck does that have to do with me? And why the fuck should I, as a innocent, law-abiding American citizen with my child's mother, have to be put in the line of fire of your inability to properly identify people? Furthermore, why should I have to be struck in that type of situation in exchange by a bullet to take legal action? Why should I actually have to lose my life for there to be legal action brought against police departments who handle the business of peacekeeping in that way? Why? Do any of you not see that there's a problem with American citizenship, with what we've accepted as American citizenship, when we allow that culture of policing to exist? Had I made one wrong decision under pressure, had I made one wrong decision in that tense moment of fear and anger and uncertainty and anxiety, panic, had I made one wrong fucking move, I'd had a bullet in center mass. And you all wouldn't even know me today. Many of you wouldn't even know who I am. You'd still believe the stories that the mainstream media told you about me not being able to fly, which is another fucking scam. But that's the country we fucking created. That's the country we fucking accepted. And many of you want to say you never resist. Yeah, I guess you shouldn't resist when the fucking gun's pointed at you. I didn't resist. But had I resisted, the real question is not whether or not it was smart for me to comply on that day. The real question is, had I resisted, would I have been in the wrong? And if, as an American citizen, a law-abiding, innocent American civilian, if I was not in the wrong for not complying with the officers that day, could I be seen as wrong for having my life taken? And when the fuck are you going to stand up and stop complying? I think you're going to start to, I think a lot of people think that not complying should start when the circumstance is perfect, when there's no real threat that doing so could end your life, could end your freedom, could inconvenience you even in the slightest bit. So let's not go to the extreme. On that day, I would have been justified to tell that cop to go fuck himself, slap the taste out of his fucking mouth for wrongly identifying me, and probably getting shot and killed. I would have been in the right. And they would have said, oh, well, we made a mistake, and then he slapped us, and then he assaulted an officer, and blah, blah, blah. I would have been in the right. I got assaulted. You can't, if you're a citizen in the state of Minnesota, let me help you understand how lopsided the federal government has become in relationship to the citizens. If I'm a licensed conceal and carry citizen in the state of Minnesota, I cannot point the barrel of my gun downrange at an individual unless there is a credible perception of extreme bodily harm or death presented by that person. I can't even put my gun downrange. I have to keep my gun barreled down until the very last moment when I decide to. Because if I even point my gun downrange, that could be seen as an incitement of escalation that could potentially cause violence or bodily harm. That's the citizens. That's you, the American people. And the gun laws are similar in other places. Now, Minnesota is much more liberal with their gun laws, but my point is there are a lot of places out there in the country that have these kind of legal, quirks, these kind of legal details, nuances. I can't even point my gun down range without it being seen as a potentially inciting escalation and violence. But 7 or 8 cops can jump out of their cop cars, their patrol cars, their squad cars, and point their guns downrange at me, and I can't backhand the fucking taste out of the cop's mouth for wrongly identifying me and put my kid's mother in danger, in life-threatening danger? Cuckery. This has been another episode of Please Call Me Crazy, brought to you by Free People Radio and powered by our favorite sponsor, TireGet.com. That's TireGet.com. You have to buy tires from somebody, you might as well buy them from us and help fund the movement, help support the movement. We all believe in the freedom of movement, and that's exactly what the establishment wants to take from you now. I am your host, Royce White, here in the belly of the beast, Minneapolis, Minnesota. That was episode 144.